Hello everyone, this is Serti and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to talk about the next lesson in Exploratory Cookery, which is calculation of cost of production. Are you ready to learn? I hope that you are, because this is an interesting topic that you can use in your future. Get your aprons ready. Let's get started. Our objectives for today's lesson are the following. First, calculate costs of production. Second, discuss principles of costing. And third, compute peso markup and percentage markup. Cost of production. Cost of production is important in any business. It is computed according to standard procedure. Proper computation and calculation provide significant profit when the selling price of products are met. They are reviewed and validated based on enterprise production requirements. Costing. It is important to know as it has a direct effect on the profitability of a restaurant. It's the cost of your ingredients and does not include other costs such as labor and overheads. Food costing is an essential tool in determining whether food cost targets are being met. Principles of costing. The cost principle is an accounting principle that requires assets, liabilities, and equity investments to be recorded on financial records at their original cost. To determine food cost is to take the raw food cost of the item and divide it by the desired food cost percentage to get the final price. First, you have to know the cost of every ingredient in your recipe, from the olive oil and salt to the meat. The food cost analysis is the first step in creating a restaurant budget, and its value cannot be understated. When created properly, a food cost analysis can act as an ongoing tool to monitor your business costs so that you can charge your guests appropriately to ensure you hit your profit margins. Factors that affect food cost. There are many possible situations that can cause food cost to rise. Some are external factors, like the general cost of buying ingredients. Others may be internal, such as waste in the restaurant, kitchen, or employee theft. Shrinking profits may be a sign that your food cost is out of line. Importance of food costing. Food costing helps us to manage profits. Food costing also protects your inventory against overplating, theft, spoilage, and waste. Actual versus theoretical. You know it in your head, but what are the real numbers? Keeps on top of your vendors, watches their pricing, accurately prices your recipes to reflect any price creep. Calculate markup percentage. I know that we're getting into more of the business part of our lessons, so I hope that you will try to appreciate it. It is for your future. Markup is the difference between how much an item costs you and how much you sell that item for. Your profit per item. Any person working in business or retail will find the skill of being able to calculate markup percentage very valuable. The first step for the calculation of markup would be calculate your peso markup. This is done by subtracting your buying price from your selling price. An example, if you have an item to be sold at 15 pesos and you purchase it for 10 pesos only, your peso markup would be 5 pesos. Knowing that fact, decide whether you want to calculate your percentage markup based on cost or selling price. Once you choose which you will be using to calculate, it is important you stick to the method you choose throughout all your calculations, or else you will end up with a faulty data. If you decide to calculate your percentage markup based on cost, go on to step 3. If you decide to calculate your percentage markup based on selling price, then go on to step 4. Here is how we calculate percentage markup based on cost. This is done by dividing the peso markup by the cost. We have here an example. Your peso markup is defined as 5 pesos. You purchase an item or you bought an item for a price of 10 pesos. So you simply divide 5 by 10. Then the percentage markup will result to 0.5 or to 50%. On the other hand, if you choose to calculate percentage markup based on selling price, what you need to do is to divide the peso markup by the selling price. Let us have here for an example. You have defined your peso markup as 5 pesos. Your selling price of an item is 15 pesos. You divide 5 by 15 and then the percentage markup would result into 0.33 or 33%. Once you have selected your choice of markup based on cost or selling price, make sure you consistently use it. Even though the cost, selling price, and peso markup will always be the same, the percentage markup will be drastically different depending on if you calculate it using selling price or cost. Take note, using selling price will give you a lower percentage markup, assuming you are making a profit, while using cost will give you a higher percentage markup. Try to look at this table as an example. We have different food items in line. Bibingka, buko pie, empanada, turon, puto bumbong. All of this have the purchase cost or buying cost as follows: 40 pesos for the bibingka, 120 pesos for the buko pie, empanada at 15, the same with the turon at 15, and puto bongbong at 25 pesos. Now, you bought those items and will be selling them following price list. Bibingka for 50 pesos, buko pie for 150 pesos, empanada at 18 pesos, turon for 20 pesos, and the puto bongbong for 35 pesos. Therefore, you have the following markup. Bibingka having 10 pesos markup, buko pie with 30, empanada with 3, turon with 5 pesos, and puto bongbong at 10 pesos. And again, as mentioned earlier, the percentage markup really differs by cost and by selling price. By cost, you will be having a higher percentage markup, whereas for the selling price, it will be much lower. But we assume that the items will be sold. And again, it will be up to you which of these two markups you will be using in your business. So be wise. And that ends our video lesson for today. That was truly an interesting topic. Having your own business is one of the main goals of the technology and livelihood education subject. We are to prepare you learners for entrepreneurship and business ventures based on the skills that you have acquired. I do hope that you have learned something valuable in this lesson. If you do have any questions regarding this topic, or would like to learn more about other related topics, comment it down below. If you like this video, don't forget to share it with your friends and family. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sir D. Have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in our next lesson.